Hi guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Enorita James, and on my channel I talk about digital pattern drafting. I know how difficult it is for you to translate from manual drafting to digital pattern drafting. So in my channels I tend to look for CAD pattern drafting softwares that are easy to use and that will make your pattern drafting life easier. In my last video, I showed you how you can do dot manipulations digitally, and we use Audaces CAD pattern drafting software. This software is quite easy to use. I've used several softwares and I've discovered that this is easy to use. The only downside is that it is a paid software. It's not free like all the other ones I've been showing on my channels, but it's quite easy to use, and they do have a 2 weeks trial period that you can try your hands on it. I'm not working for Audaces. It's something that I just found online and I'm using it, and it's perfectly easy to use. In this video, I'm actually going to show you how you can transfer a dot to form multiple dots. We normally do this if you want to create volume. Let's say you want to create gathers at a particular section of your dress, maybe from your waist down in a blouse. You want to do some gathers, you will need multiple dots. Or you want to create gathers at your shoulder, or you want to create gathers, from under your bust line, or you want to create gathers from your chest line. Anyway you want to create gathers, you can actually transfer one dot to create multiple dots, so that when you actually print out the pattern, you can just gather that place and it becomes a wonderful style. And that is what I'm going to show you in this video. So without wasting much time, let's go ahead and let's start. So let's say you want to create something like this, where you have gathers here at your shoulders. Forgive my drawing, it doesn't look so nice, but just to give you a picture of what we are going to be doing. So let's say we want to create gathers here, and we have this dot here. So I'm going to show you how you can transfer this single dot and create multiple dots at your shoulder. And as usual, we are going to be using our Audaces CAD pattern drafting software. As I said, I have a video where I actually explain to you how to use all these tools, because the trick to being able to use CAD pattern drafting softwares is to understand the tools. Each CAD pattern drafting software have their own tools, but basically, if you can learn one, you find out that it's easier to learn the rest. It's not so far away. Like I said, I try to look for the ones that are, user-friendly and easy for a beginner to be able to use, because I know how intimidating really can be to want to graduate from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting. So we are back to our basic block. This is the basic block we've been using, So what we want to do is to transfer these dots to form multiple dots at our shoulders, so that when we sew this blouse will be gathered at this place. And for this kind of style, we can just use half of the front to be able to create the pattern. So how do we do that? The very first thing you need to do, you go to the produce, and then we are going to go to transfer that. We are transferring all of it from here to here, so we leave it at 100. Now here is where the magic happens. How many points do you want to create here to create your dots? So it depends on you. How many points do you want? The greater the points, the more the gathers you want at the shoulders. But for me, 4 points is okay for me. So once we've done that, you now come here, you highlight the pattern, and then you trace the dot legs that you want to transfer. Once you do that, it gives you this line. You can see this line. So what you are going to do now, you're going to start creating the points that you want. If you actually want to create equal points here before you start, you can do that. But for me, I'm just using my eyeballs to do the dart. Since it's going to be a kind of broad thing that I can put the gathers on just at the shoulder. So you create the first one, you go on, you create the second one. You click on your left mouse button 2 times to actually create it. Because if you click once, it doesn't create it. You click on your left mouse twice on the place you want to create the darts. Then you go to the next one, you click. That's our third one. And then the last one, I click. And that is the last one. And then I click again to establish it. So that's it. Very simple. No stress. That is why I love digital pattern drafting. Very simple. We have created a beautiful style now where we are going to have our gathers here, you know, so that you'll be able to sew it to the back. So that's it. That's just the way to create multiple darts from a single dart digitally. So that's number one way you can actually create volume or create gathers in any position you want using a digital CAD pattern drafting software. See how easy it is. With just one click, we're able to create those dart points so that when you do your patterns, you can gather it. So wherever you want to do gathers, you can use that method. But let's use another method where we are not transferring any dart. We just want to create gathers. Maybe you want to create a kind of flare from your bust point for a blouse. Maybe just a flare blouse from your bust point. In which case, you don't want to transfer any dart. You just want to create multiple darts to give you that fullness from the chest line or from the bust point or even from the waist. So it depends on whatever style you want to make. That is what I'm going to show you in the next section of the video. So let's create this style where, forget what I drew here. As I said, my drawing looks terrible, but let's create a style where we want to do a flare, in which case this particular one distance here will remain the same, but we are going to create a flare at the bottom of this our blouse. So this size from here to here will remain the same, but here will be a flare. So how do we do that? The very first thing you need to do from this your basic block is of course to close the dart. And to close the dart is quite easy. You just go here, click on close dart, highlight it, and then we are going to highlight the dart we want to close. And that's it, the dart is closed. Then because we just want to do a flare here, while this remains the same, we need to extract this section of our pattern. To do that, go to extract pattern and then highlight the ones we want to extract. Remember, this is the chest line, this is the bust line. So when you click on your left button twice, you click on the right and then click on the left and shift it. So we've extracted this part. So this is where we are going to do our flare, just to extend this line. And the way to extend it is to do the multiple darts. So to do that, you just go here, click on multiple darts, and this box comes out. So this box now, we want 4 points. That means I'm going to have 4 points here to be able to expand it for fullness. And then we want this side to be just about 1 centimeter, not too much, because we want it to fit in back here. And then it's double-sided since we are going to be doing both sides. So once we've done that, you now come and click where you want. Click it twice. Then this is where we want it. You see, the dots have come out. Then here we want it to stop. You click it twice again, and that is our line. So you just draw it to all the places that you want, to the end of the other node. And once you have what you want, you click on your left mouse button again. Let me see, let me make it a little bit better than it is. And click. And then you click on your left again to make sure it is there. So that's it. So now let's extract this and bring it here. You see that it matches here, and we now have our flay. This is part of the sleeve on this side. You know you're going to cut this double when you're doing the cutting. So that's part of the sleeve that goes like this here. That's it here, and that is where we are going to have our flay. By the time you cut it double and join it, it's going to be a flay, while this section will remain the same. So if you go to extract pattern again, and then we extract just this place and bring it there. So that is it. That is our pattern. So that's how you create a flay using the multiple darts tool of the Audaces pattern drafting software. So that's how easy it is to actually do a flay. If you want to do the gathers here, the same method, but here you're going to, when you're clicking, you're going to, instead of putting one, you're going to put the same 4. So both ways will be gathered. So that's how simple it is. Very simple. It didn't take me up to 2 minutes to do this, to be able to get this pattern. So with this, I've come to the end of this video. I wanted it to be a short one, straight to the point, on how you can actually generate multiple darts from one dart to create a gathers in a particular section of your pattern, or how you can actually create a flay by just using the multiple darts tool using Audaces fashion drafting software. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.